Speaking about weird thing that happened, Gennady Golovkin, GGG versus Canelo. Weird thing, or they're making too big of a fuss over it?
The weird fucking thing is the judge that had a 118, 110. Yeah. That's the weird thing that happened. When you have two guys that are at the pinnacle of the sport, it's without watching. I haven't watched the fight. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, I watched it.
And I don't have a scorecard for it, obviously, because I didn't watch it. But I know that when two guys are that good, there will never be a fight that's 118, 110. Neither guy will ever drop 10 rounds to the other, because they're both guys that are that good, that skilled, that they.
How could you not watch one of the biggest fights in boxing?
Because I was busy getting my knockout in Philadelphia, and I was on the way back
okay.
to Brooklyn.
All right, that's a good excuse. Artem, did you watch the fight?
Yeah, I did. I had it 7-5 Triple G.
7-5 Triple G. Do you think it was a travesty, giving it a draw?
I think it's unfortunate that the decision is overshadowed.
Then we're gonna bring LeBron in here again.
No.
Standing behind the window talking shit.
Like, it sucks when a bad decision overshadows how good the fight was.
Yeah.
And they kind of stole Triple G's moment.
I was watching the fight in the car driving back from Brooklyn. I had a christening that I went to, and I don't think I watched the whole fight perfectly. The end of it, I got home and I watched it, but I have to say, man, Canelo was hitting him and he was making him miss. It did not look to me like an absolute destruction of Canelo. I think a draw is not that.
Like I said, it can't be a destruction of either one unless one catches the
No,
other.
but everyone's like, they're creating such a huge travesty out of this. It's not. I think that, hey, they did have in their contract immediate rematch, right? So they can make twice the amount of money for this fight, and then hopefully there'll be a actual winner next time.
Have you seen the shots Golovkin took from Canelo?
Yeah.
He has one of the best chins in any combat sport I've ever seen.
Canelo was
Golovkin. He took.
Canelo was giving out the harder shots.
Well, I don't know about.
You didn't watch the fight.
I did. I don't know that.
He was giving out the harder shots. He was landing cleaner and more decisively. They mentioned it in the commentating too.
So I saw highlights of some of the shots that Golovkin took, and oh my God, he have a chin? Golovkin
Listen,
has one of the best chins
Mayweather's been running for years. People do complain about it, but let's forget about that. Listen, I don't think it was such a travesty. It was a close fight. Okay, a draw is good enough for me. I'd like to see them go at it again. And on top of it, they learned something about each other. So the next fight, I think, would be better.
Yeah, I think Canelo was going to win a rematch because he has more to learn from it.
Right.
Because he was fighting for like half the round. Like every round he would fight for half a round and then kind of like...
He was making him miss quite often.
So he would put his back up against the rope. He would do things that...
Right. And I think that's the only thing that looked so much in Gennady's favor. It's not like Gennady was pounding him. He caught him, but I think Canelo hit him more times.
Yeah, but that's, aggression
Clean.
and ring control. I'm just saying.
I don't know if that's a thing in boxing, is it?
No. That's more of a thing in boxing than it is in MMA.
Okay, well, whatever.
Even though we've seen some decisions being given to fighters just for pressing forward and not landing anything.
Yeah, and that's not right either, If you're aggressive, you must be fully aggressive. If you're walking forward and taking all the shots, you're not aggressive. You're falling into someone's trap. That's how I see it.
I think we need to be judges.
Did you guys hear there was some commentator who freaked out and bugged out? And
Teddy Alves bugs out all the time. He told Horn in his face when he beat Pacquiao, he's like, I don't think you won the fight. You didn't do this and that and this and that. He told him everything straight to straight.
He's like, I want to get out of this sport. I can't be here. I can't stand it. He's like, oh, these guys, they've never taken one fight in their life, one punch to the face. They're killing people's careers. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
He freaked out over it, and I think it was a little premature there, buddy. I've seen worse. I've seen worse calls, you know. So, no, I think it was all right. Personally, I didn't want any of them to lose. I love both of them. I think they're both great fighters, and I think, yeah, both fan favorites. I didn't have like a clean, oh, I want this guy to win. You know, I actually called for Canelo to win. So
Yeah, we sat. Yeah, you did. Call
I did.
for
I
Canelo.
called for Canelo to win. And listen, like I said, I was watching it in the car. I was driving on the highway and like looking up and down. But from what I was seeing, Canelo was getting off some great shots. You know, he did not get manhandled. So I think it was a good call. Yes, Gennady was dictating the fight, but Canelo was slipping. He was countering. He was hitting him. He was doing great. I think it was a good call. This time, I think it was a good call.
Can we
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right in the sense where maybe that was too much.
What the 118?
one-
Back up against the ropes.
No, that scorecard.
Oh,
You know?
118? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was way too
I think it was a much closer fight on every
I
round.
have to watch this thing, man.
You know, so I could see it going either way, and I think the draw was the best thing for this fight. I want to see them go at it again, more ready for each other.